All right, hello. I am Corey Adams, and there's a lot of questions always about the world of concrete and kind of how to structure your visit, what to see, was it worth it, things of that nature. I want to put together a very quick video from some of the stuff I've learned over the 16, 17 times I've been to the world of concrete in Las Vegas. So hopefully we can help some people out, get some information, and then maybe if you've been once or twice and just want a little bit more of the nuance of it. So I'm going to burn through it pretty quick. Hopefully it helps everyone out. So we start at the website here. Obviously the World of Concrete is one of the largest trade shows in the world, as far as especially when it gets into very trade specific and not just general. You can go to the website, the World of Concrete website. You can find out all their information on exhibits, shuttle buses if you have to pay for a shuttle bus, if you don't have to pay for a shuttle bus, which we'll talk about that in a little bit too. The hall hours, registration, what the cost of the seminars are, et cetera, educational hours. I mean, all the way down through it. I will tell you this, that if you're planning on exhibits only, this $90, $110 after 12/12. If you look around long enough, you can usually find discount codes for exhibits only badges, somewhere in the neighborhood of around $25. So it might be something might want to keep an eye out for if you're planning on exhibits only. Obviously, if you're looking for some education and some seminars, certifications, and things like that, then there's other packages for that as well. So let's start with how to structure your visit. Basically, the floor plan. This is available right off their website, the live floor plan, so you can go right on here and check this out for yourself. The basic layout is the North Hall, the Central Hall, the Lower South Hall, the Bronze Lot, and then the Silver Lot here. This little blue area right here is the monorail station as a reference point, where you get on and off the monorail if you choose to use it. But most of everything that you need to see is right here within walking distance. It is spread out because it's a large convention center, but it's not miserably spread out. You can walk from the Bronze Lot to the North Hall within reason. So let's start with North Hall. That's where registration is this year. As you can click on it, you can see it brings up the exhibitor list. They structure every hall a little bit differently. Your registration is in the North Hall this time. You can clearly see it marked here. If you need to do any of that on site, this is where you would go and figure that out. But then you can also see they have things like producer center, precast, concrete, masonry. This would be the area they put a lot of the producers and producing chemicals. Up in here, the technology for construction area is all this area, general, and then concrete reinforcement, where you get into a lot of large scale, rebar bending, gator bars booth, etc. I mean, there's so many booths out here that you almost have to come through and really try to figure out what you want to hit and what you don't want to hit. And if you go on the website, as you can see, the names are just popping up as I go. So there's the North Hall. Before I go any too farther with this, what I plan on doing, based on our mix of work, we're a mix of residential and commercial. A lot of the little smaller residential type stuff and decorative stuff is in this Lower South Hall. I tend to typically spend one day just in the South Hall, and then one day out in the Silver Lot where a lot of the outdoor demos are, and then I keep one day for the kind of the North and Central and the Bronze Lot all together. And you'll see why. That North Hall, with a lot of the production aspect of it that I don't get into, and the major rebar fabrication I don't really get into. So the North Hall, I can cut quite a bit of it off based on me. Now that has to be based on your decisions for you, but just to give you some examples. The Central Hall's got a lot of that as well. There's a set of steps right through here about cutting these off. There's a set of steps in here. Once you come down these steps, you can start to see that we're getting into some very large, companies as far as pump trucks, Freightliner, Caterpillar. These are some very large booths that showcase a lot of really nice stuff. But it's a lot of stuff that smaller contractors can pretty much really want to see, but you can get through it pretty darn quick. Now, I will tell you this with the Central Hall. There's a lot of little booths back in here that turn out to be pretty advantageous at some point. You just start kind of seeing them back in here, clearing the back of the central hall. There's always a little bit of stuff you want to check. So it's worth walking down through there, not only just to kind of see all this eye candy that these companies put out, but also kind of really get into these smaller, even some of them are upstart companies that you may really be able to latch onto. The front of the North Hall, you're going to see a lot of your bigger players up here, your Diamond Products, Western Forms, Dytech, et cetera, doing things up there. This is the World of Masonry area. It's kind of hard to see there we go. So the World of Masonry area, you're going to get into, like EZG manufacturing and some more masonry related things here, some scaffolding and et cetera, et cetera. But that's the Central Hall. If we now go and check out one of my favorite halls for what we do, the South Lower Hall. You don't go down steps. It's just about the first floor of it. There are some steps to come down in here, but you'll start to see a lot of the more smaller stuff. You can see, Quikrete, Euclid Chemical, Sackcrete, Sunbelt Rentals is in here, Bartell's in here. This is a large area for decorative and concrete services. That's what this is. There's a lot of small booths in here, a lot of interesting stuff. I can spend a whole day in here really easy because that's kind of what we do. So there's a lot of different things in here to check out. It's pretty darn neat. So the South Hall is always a good stop for my personal gain. So those are the three main halls. Now let's get into the outdoor stuff. This bronze lot. You can see there's not much in the bronze lot. What this is this is their area for their outdoor competitions. The spec mix, bricklayer, 500, et cetera. Those things happen in this area. It's pretty neat to see. It's kind of fun to watch. But if you're not there during those times, there's not much going on out in the bronze lot. So you may want to keep that in mind if you're trying to sneak some time out of it. The bronze lot may be something you can skip. Now, for me, I like to spend a whole day in the silver lot as well. To kind of show you reference here, this area right here is where that monorail station is. And then your South Hall's over here, your Central Hall's here, and then your North Hall's up here. So this is kind of stretched out over in front of the three halls. But this is where a lot of your outdoor stuff, Bosch, Husqvarna, Milwaukee, Makita, they're all out here. Hildy's got a big booth. These are all outdoor booths, a lot of hands-on stuff. Really good stuff out here. A lot of people to talk to. It's always a really happening area. And then just south of that monorail station, they consider this a silver lot, but this is where your decorative concrete is. You're going to see a lot of, decorative type stuff down here and a lot of outdoor decorative, live in-person demos from some people in these groups. You're going to see them out here, meet them out here. It's really a pretty darn cool area to spend some time in that decorative concrete and see what other people can actually do in our trade. It's really neat. So that's pretty much how I would structure the exhibits of the World of Concrete. Now, if you do decide to take any educational seminars, which I'll show you those here in a second, they are typically located in between the North and Central Hall. There's actually classrooms above the North Hall. And then in this little corridor right here, there's some more classes, classrooms, and that's where all the educational sessions are held, is up in there. So looking at those, education is a big thing out here. If you've never taken any of it, I do recommend some of it. 3-hour seminars are very good for these concrete basics classes. If you got some new guys or you really want to learn something, these troubleshooting concrete cracks, all these are really good. I've taken 30 or 40 of these seminars, over the last 16, 17 years. So we really, I really get a lot out of them. I enjoy them. The mixed designs, the waterproofing, the repairing cracks, they're all, looky there, we got an update. So those are all things really to check out if you want to sit through a 3-hour class. They're great. They're worth it. Make sure you read into them and see if you can get something out of it. But there always usually is something. The 90-minute tracks are a little bit more condensed. So because they're only 90-minute, but they do offer a little bit more intermediate to advanced knowledge. Things, the hot and cold weather concreting, those are two classes that were really good. Surface problems and challenges. That was a great class. Repair of historical structures, all good stuff. There's so many good seminars in here. There's even one taught by yours truly here for the first time this year. I'm thrilled for this. right here, Tuesday morning at 8:30, TU 105. That's the one I'm teaching. So if you're interested in that, I'd love to see you come out and meet you and talk to you. But I will continue on with what you came for here is a little bit more information about the World Concrete itself. So these are all the educational seminars. They also have the 4-hour certification review seminars and exams. These are great ACI certifications. I did my flat work finisher and technician out there back in the day when I first got it. The class was great. The review class was great. The exam was nice and easy and proctored correctly. So it's a good thing if you want to get your certification. These are great things to sign up for and do. So if you're looking at that, those are on the bottom of that at a glance page, which you can get the program at a glance right off of the World Concrete website as well. They don't hide it. It's right out there under education. The last page of that is these industry sessions. They put these out. These I've never actually done one, but I've always heard good things about them. It's just a lot of different stuff that you can sign up for and get some more detailed information. If you're looking for a specific exhibiter, you can pull up. They have this. They have a PDF of all their exhibitors, and it'll tell you exactly which booth they're in. Whether that is, Central Hall is C, Bronze Lot BL, N Hall North for N. I mean, you can get the point. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you need to find somebody, you can find them based on this floor plan here, or through this exhibitor list or cross-reference of such. So that's pretty much the world of concrete in a nutshell. Now, all the real questions people like to ask, is about location, where to stay, things of that nature. So I'm going to pop up this Google map here and just show you a little bit about it. Obviously, I can't tell you exactly where to stay because it's going to be on personal preference of what you like to do, but I'm going to hit some of the high spots and see what happens. So here's the convention center. This is the North Hall here. The Central Hall is in here. The South Hall here. You can see the Bronze Lot all the way down here. Here's that monorail station that we talked about. Okay. So as I zoom out, I just want to show you just a little bit here. The strip is literally right over here. Here's a newer place, the Conrad Las Vegas World Resorts. That's a really nice place. It's new. The Wynn is right here. Now, I will tell you this, walking from the Wynn to the convention center itself is not miserable, but it's a little bit farther than you think looking at. So, you want to wear comfortable shoes no matter where you stay. There's a lot of little, the Mardi Gras over here. There's a Hampton Inn over here. There's a Marriott down in here. So there's a lot of little hill. Spring Hill right here. The Westgate right here is attached to the North Hall. So there's a lot of different things in here that you can stay at and walk at. I've walked this, this area from towards the Conrad over multiple times. It's not bad at all. 15-minute walk, you're there. So that's where the strip is in relationship. As we come down the strip, there's the Wynn as in reference point, but now you're getting down here into Caesar's Palace, the Flamingo, Bally's, kind of the heart of that strip. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more to show you how much farther down, like the MGM is down in here. It's not a walking distance. The MGM Grand is not walking distance to the convention center, not even close. I wouldn't even recommend it or think about it. But as you can see, there's little monorail stations right here. Here's the Link, Flamingo and Caesars, Bally's in Paris. And then the MGM has one too. As soon as it will pop up, I know it's in there. It's just got to be found. Well, they didn't put it on the Google map, but the MGM has one as well. So that's where the monorail starts, is down here at the MGM. It runs right up through here and then basically stops at the convention center. So if you stay down in here, that's a great way to get over there, if you decide to do that. As you look at the strip, obviously the strip's going to be more expensive. If you want a little bit cheaper things, then I suggest off strip. The Rio over here is off strip, but not bad at all. I mean, it's pretty reasonable to stay over there. It's not a bad place. And then the other place that everyone really, really enjoys, if you go all the way up here, now there's no monorail, but you get into downtown Las Vegas where you've got, the Golden Nugget, the D, the Fremont, the Golden Gate. There's a lot of, cheaper places to stay up here, the Four Queens, a lot of cheaper places to stay up here, party atmosphere, really fun, but it's a cab ride to get down there. So that's, $20, $25 cab ride. It's not miserable. but it's each way, so you need to be prepared for that if you don't stay somewhere close. The monorail, back then, I think it's like $28 or something like that for a 3 or 4 day pass. So it's not hateful, but it does cost money. When you get to the convention center, the taxis drop you off right here in front of the North Hall. They will pick you up and drop you off at the same spot every day. It's very um, it's direct. They don't waver. They don't drop you off over here. If you don't want to go to the South Hall, it doesn't matter. You're going to the North Hall and you're going to walk from there. That's where the taxis are. Your shuttle buses, I mean, this is a construction picture, but now there's a canopy in here, and the shuttle buses all park right in this area, right in front of the Central Hall. Those are typically packages. The shuttles are packages you add through the World of Concrete website itself, if you choose to go through your hotel lodging and things of that nature through them. I typically just get my exhibits and classes through the World of Concrete, and then I go book my lodging separate, just because I found that as many times as I've been out there, I can get a little bit better deal based on my return trips, frequent flyer miles, if you will. So that's pretty much where Las Vegas, where the convention center is in relationship to the Strip and downtown Las Vegas. Everyone wants to be within walking distance, but the reality of that is it's probably it's probably cheaper to stay off Strip and pay for the cab rides to come in than it is to stay so close that you can walk. But that's one of those things as far as sights to see. Man, if you've never been to Vegas, just walking up and down this strip a couple times, you're going to see a lot. Obviously, I always recommend everyone's first time to go downtown once. Check out the Fremont Experience after dark. It is awesome. It's something like you've never seen before. And then if you're not into the casino and strip life, I mean, we rent a car every year and go hiking. One day. Red Rock Canyon is just 35 minutes out. You can get out here to Red Rocks, and it's gorgeous hiking and things of that nature. And obviously Hoover Dam is an hour and 15 minutes maybe from the Strip. So you can really see a lot of stuff really fast out here. But I hope that helps. That gives you really overview of the World of Concrete, what to expect, maybe how to plan your day a little bit, of where you want to see. And hopefully you can get to see everything you want to see, meet the people you want to meet, and kind of really gain something out of it, because that's what a trade show is for, is to make sure that we're learning something and really pushing ourselves forward in our industry, not just our industry forward. So anyway, I appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a message or a comment, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there. Add to this, please, for all means. This is not a be all end all. This is just a quick overview. So let's help these people get out there so we can all become better at this trade. Appreciate it. Thank you.